I've had my DWS779 12-inch DeWalt sliding miter saw for just over 2 years. I just wanted to do a review to talk about what my experience has been in that time, looking back, what are some pros and cons, and help you decide if this is a saw that would work well for you. So the first thing to note about this is that it is really well built. This is pretty much all metal here. This guard here is plastic, the handle's plastic, but this thing is super, super heavy. It's not at all easy to lift. But that's a good thing because you want a well-built saw, and that's exactly what you're getting with this. The saw itself is pretty large. Just to give you an idea, with the handles on it, the width is 33 inches, and the depth, when it's fully extended, you're looking at about 43 inches, 42, 43 inches. So this is a really, really sizable saw. So that's definitely one consideration, especially if you don't always work from a home shop. Even if you do, just the size, especially with the sliding feature, this moves quite a bit. So let's actually get into how it works. I'll just kind of walk you through some of the basics, and then we can get into the pros and cons. So to adjust the angle of your cuts, there is this really convenient feature here. It's just a little button, and this will lock into these different measurements, which is really, really nice. And then you also have this tab down here where you can fully lock it down. But this is great because it has some really precise stops and it makes it really easy to get an accurate cut every single time. Next, let's look at some of the other adjustments. There's a handle in the back. That's what you're going to use to adjust for turning side to side. So you can see here we can go all the way there. That gives us a 45-degree angle if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, the sliding feature. You can see this can slide pretty far. I would have to look at the actual specs to see for certain, but this can cut a pretty sizable piece. If I had to guess, I would say you're looking at, this is almost 17 inches along the front here. So depending on the thickness of the piece, you could probably cut, I would think at least 15 inches on here. I've never actually had to make a cut that large, but you can do it with this saw. And this thing is really, really powerful. Another couple of adjustments that you can make here in the back, if you don't want to use the sliding feature, there's this little knob here. And so once we have our spot, we can just secure that down, and that prevents it from sliding back and forth. On the other side is where we have our pin, and this is what you use to actually open or to hold the saw closed or to open it up. So there's just a little pin here on the side. Nothing too crazy, pretty simple. Another feature on this side here is the depth stop. So that is all going to be right in here. You just have this little piece that you pull down, and then we can use that to adjust our depth. So this saw does come with these fences already built into it. They are pretty sturdy. I'll show you how the back looks. There is, they're all metal. This little handle here is what allows you to slide and adjust it. And I don't have it set up yet. I just put it on this table, but I am planning to make some modifications to this. You can easily bolt something on here. There's already holes in it. And I've seen a lot of people set up fences with T-track and stuff like that. That's pretty easy to do with this setup, especially because you already have those screw holes in there. And of course, sliding it back and forth allows you to make the angled cuts over here. So that's super convenient. There's also this clamp here. And this allows you just to secure your workpiece when you're making cuts. So that's how it'll end up looking when you make your cut. A couple of other quick features that I just wanted to point out. You can see the blade guard. It's automatically kind of moves out of the way, and it has little feet on it that when you're doing a sliding cut, that is going to allow it to slide along here. You can see there's like little feet that roll, which is really nice. Another feature on here is the blade safety switch. I think that's what it's called, or trigger safety switch, something like that. But there's kind of two parts to this. So you have this little part here and then this big part here. So if I were to just pull on this part, nothing's gonna happen. You actually have to fold that at the same time, and it's not plugged in right now, so I can do this, but that'll allow you to actually turn the saw on. So that's going to be a great safety feature if you have kids around. I mean, certainly you don't want them near your saw in general, but as kind of a last resort, that is a good feature to have there. One thing to note about this saw is when you actually pull the trigger, and I'll show you in some little demo videos, it does kind of kick. And so that's something to watch out for, be cautious about. You definitely don't want your hands anywhere near this, near the blade or anywhere in there. And one big thing that I know a lot of people are going to be wondering about is, what is dust collection like on this saw? And unfortunately, it is not good. What it comes with straight out of the gate is this bag that goes on the back here. I don't actually have enough space to put it on where I have it set up. And then I removed these, but it has these little flaps that go up here too. So let me kind of walk you through what I did here. And I actually have a whole separate video on this that I'll link, that's also on my channel. But this is where I created, just using some plumbing pieces, an adapter here for a shop vac. So this allows me to hook up my shop vac here, and it does do a little bit better, but I had to remove these because what was happening every time that I was running the saw and the shop vac was running, it would kind of like suck this up, and it would pretty much stuff the area where the dust needed to go from actually having any airflow. So no dust was really getting sucked up with those there. Now there are a lot of add-ons. I don't have it, so I can't vouch for it personally, but one that I'm eyeing is another YouTuber, Shop Nation, makes a dust collector for this saw. There's a number of other models as well that are similar. His seems to be well tested and well liked, but dust collection is definitely going to be a problem with this saw. So that's something to keep in mind for sure when you buy it. And I think if you were to get those adapters, you'd be good to go, but it is an additional expense. All right, so I just want to talk a little bit about some of the pros and the cons of this saw. What are the pros? Number one, this is a really, really well-built tool. I mean, this is really high quality. I think it will probably outlive me. And if you take good care of it, I don't imagine you would ever really have an issue with this breaking, as long as it doesn't suffer a fall or something like that. Something that I also kind of appreciate, DeWalt did do a recall on one of the components. Honestly, I can't even remember which one it was. I replaced it a couple years ago when they sent out the part, but I thought that was good that they took a proactive approach and actually made it accessible to get the parts of the recall. And I think that's good. It does kind of speak to the brand for me. Some people view that as a con, but I actually like that. Another pro of this is kind of a pro and a con, which is that it is really, really big. So, I mean, it's good in the sense that you can make giant cuts on here. There is not going to be very many situations, if any, that you encounter where you're going to say, wow, I wish I had a bigger miter saw. This is pretty much as big as it gets for standard miter saws as far as I know. And you can make some really big cuts, both with the sliding feature as well as just if you have a thick piece of wood, you can cut that as well. So definitely a pro there. I think the flip side, the con, is it's really heavy, so it's not going to be very easy to move around if you're making cuts or using your saw at different job sites, and it takes up a lot of space. I think that's another consideration as well, especially with the sliding feature. You're going to lose quite a bit of space up against a wall, so those are things to consider as well for your shop. I think another pro of this saw is that this is pretty much as good as it gets. Like, there's not going to be many saws, if any, that are a better brand, that are a bigger saw. I don't really see you ever saying, I need something bigger and better than this. If anything, you may kind of think the opposite, where you almost wish you had something smaller just from a space consideration. I mean, this is DeWalt. It's a very reputable brand. Obviously, it's not a Festool, but I think that you would have a hard time finding a scenario where you say you need something bigger and better than this saw. The last two things that I think are some cons or things to consider. Number one is dust collection. You will, if you want to manage dust, need to buy a separate adapter. You can create something like I have here, but even that is not great. So you're probably going to want to buy something else that makes dust collection easier on this saw. I plan to add a little kind of funnel for mine to help suck some of the dust up a little bit easier, but even still, this is a saw that kicks out a ton of dust. So just something to consider in your shop space. And I think the other one that I didn't really realize going in or think about as much, but was the cost of a 12-inch saw blade. This is a 12-inch blade, and with that comes a big price tag. So that's something to keep in mind as well. You know, all the accessories that you're going to need to buy, the stuff that you're going to need to do to keep your saw running. Are you willing to have that expense? The 10-inch miter saw blades are considerably cheaper than the 12-inch, so something to keep in mind as well. So what is my overall opinion of this saw? I really, really like it. It's gotten the job done every time. I've never had a cut on here that I'm like, oh, I wish I had a different saw. Like, this can do everything. It can turn angles in both directions, which is really convenient, especially if you're cutting trim or stuff like that. It's really, really well built. I love the saw. I think it's a great saw. I think something that I would probably do differently, honestly, is I may have considered not getting the sliding miter saw version. For me, it's very rare, if ever, that I really have to use the sliding feature, because I use my table saw for most of that. And I think the problem that you run into with that is the space. I mean, you can see how much space this takes up in my shop. So just to be able to get back some of that space, I think it would be worth considering, do you really need that sliding feature? And if you have a table saw, I would probably say the answer most times is probably not. And so I would still get the DeWalt miter saw, but I probably would have gotten a non-sliding version just because of the space consideration. But I really like the DeWalt brand, and this is a great tool that's really well built. So would I recommend it? Yes, definitely. But definitely consider, when you're doing this, the space that you have, the dust collection aspect, and the mobility of it. If you plan to have a fixed space in a workshop and you have plenty of space, I think this is going to be just fine. This is going to be a great saw for you. But if you need something a little bit more compact, or you're going to take it on the road with you, it may be best to look elsewhere. And of course, we can't shy away from the price tag. This is a pretty pricey miter saw. There are often deals on this. I think I got this one for about $100 to $150 off at the time. And there are deals pretty much every year, especially around Black Friday, Christmas. You'll see this price come down, but that is something to consider as well. Are you willing to spend this money on the saw, and then also for the blades, and if you want it, the dust collection? So I know this is a little bit long-winded, but I hope that you found this video helpful. I know for me, I watched a lot of these videos before I bought my miter saw, and I'm glad that I did, but I wanted to chip into the conversation and add some other considerations that maybe everyone doesn't think about or doesn't apply to everyone's context. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you found it helpful, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.